Nueva Ecija now under a state of calamity amid the devastation brought by Typhoon Karding. Jervis Manahan joins us live in Nueva Ecija. Jervis, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Karen. Power supply has been partially restored in Nueva Ecija. According to the CDRRMO of Cabanatuan City, 60% of the city regained power late last night. We have yet to check the status of power in other areas. Classes in all levels are still suspended according to Nueva Ecija Governor Aurelio Umali. But work in government offices will resume today. The province is under the state of calamity. As of late afternoon yesterday, there are still impassable roads due to fallen electric posts, but clearing operations are underway. We have closely seen the damage on agriculture, and small farmers are devastated because they can only save a small fraction of the rice they have planted. According to some organizations, aside from food packs, typhoon victims also need solar lamps, especially in areas with no electricity. Today we'll check on other towns devastated by karding, such as General Tino, Gabaldon, and Gapan. Karen.
All right, Jervis, I'm curious, is there an initial assessment on the damage to agriculture?
So far, Karen, the local government of Nueva Ecija has not given us data yet because they have just started collating data late last night when power supply came back. So we are expecting that within today they will be able to give us at least initial data on damage on agriculture and infrastructure in the province. Karen.
Most of the residents, are they back home or are they in evacuation centers?
Most of the residents have gone home except those whose homes are totally devastated by the storm. So those residents who have totally lost their homes are still in evacuation centers. But we'll still check. At least hundreds of families are still in evacuation centers around Nueva Ecija.
Okay, I understand that it's just the day after, so information is quite raw. Did the provincial government release an estimated number of residents in evacuation centers?
Yes, they actually have an estimated number of families in evacuation centers per town. There are more than 20 towns here in Nueva Ecija. Some of the towns and cities, like for example in Palayan City, they have more families in evacuation centers, while some only have quite a few number of families in evacuation centers, and some of them are actually going home already because weather is getting better here in Nueva Ecija.
All right. Okay, and I'm curious, you said they need solar lamps. Is there anything else that ordinary citizens can donate, and how do they do it, Jervis?
They can actually directly coordinate with the local government. They have a command center at the old capital in Cabanatuan City. It is manned 24 hours. So there are personnel who can receive donations there. This command center actually has control in the entire province of Nueva Ecija. They have direct access to local government units, to the towns, to the mayors, up to the barangay captain. So it's best actually for people who would like to donate and help people in Nueva Ecija. It's best to coordinate with their command center here in Cabanatuan.
Okay. Now, Jervis, my last question. At the very least, no one was injured during Typhoon Karding in Nueva Ecija. Is that correct?
Actually, Karen, there are several recorded injuries in Nueva Ecija. There is no fatality, but we have actually reported on some injuries. Here in Cabanatuan alone, there are at least 2 people who were injured. Some fell from a roof, while one is wounded after their ceiling fell on the victim. And on other towns like in Cabiao, we have also seen at least 2 people who got wounded because their parts of their house actually collapsed on them.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Jervis Manahan, reporting live in Nueva Ecija.